All right, let's talk about Tom Brady. I didn't think Tom Brady was great in this game. I really didn't. And listen, obviously Tom Brady has done a lot of great things for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm a big fan of Tom Brady as a Buccaneers fan, but this was not his best day. There's no getting around it. Like, let's start off with a play like this. And this is what you really need to beat the LA Rams. Sorry, this one's a little blurry, but it's not too bad. Anyways, the way this play concept works is it's a cover 2 zone for the Los Angeles Rams, and you have Rob Gronkowski, who's going to be running and trying to get into a gap in coverage. And this kind of stuff can work against the Rams. Listen, the Rams are a very good coverage team. You're not going to be able to get guys open consistently and get guys wide open consistently. But you can do stuff like this to get guys somewhat open relatively consistently. Look at how right when this play begins, you're going to see that for Tom Brady, he looks up and Gronkowski is open here. I mean, there's no real getting around it. This is an opening that you should hit. Brady's throw sails on him a little bit, and he misses the throw. These angles do make it kind of look like a little bit worse than I think it actually was because, you know, you have to get it over the LA player who's right in front of Gronkowski. You also don't want to throw it too high. That could result in interceptions. And usually when you do throw it a little bit high, it looks way higher than it actually was. Like the sideline angles tend to make it look a lot closer. It was still a bad throw and still a miss. So I get all that stuff. Like, you're Tom Brady. Your selling point is you don't miss throws in the playoffs. Well, you can't miss these throws in the playoffs. One of the things I'm a firm believer in is you should hold superstar players to a higher standard in the biggest of games. It's okay to have a bad game here and there, but if you have a bad game in the playoffs, especially in a game like this, which this was kind of the game they needed Tom Brady to go off, he wasn't able to do it. Like, this one's another one. I should mention that last one was a third down, so they had to punt. This one, also a third down here, and it's a simple play. I mean, it's going to be a quick tight end screen, kind of an interesting play, but you're hitting Cameron Brate quickly. He's going to be open right away. You can throw the ball to him. He'll make the catch, pick up the first down, and, you know, just gain a few yards because it's all you have to do is get to the 28-yard line right here. So pretty simple play. Watch how right when this play begins, you're going to see Tom Brady take the snap. He looks over, sees Cameron Brate is a little bit open. I mean, listen, there's a linebacker for the LA Rams, number 58, who is standing in the way of Brate and Brady. So you have to get it around him. I get it. It's not the easiest of throws, but Brady wasn't even close. I mean, not only was that throw a bit off, but it was just so low that Brady didn't even really try to get it, and he wouldn't have got it. I mean, that was a low throw right there, and it was a missed throw by Brady. So again, little stuff like this, maybe you could argue, oh no, Brady should have gotten further to his left. That's probably a fair argument, but there were a number of these, and again, like I say, at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world to miss some throws. Everyone misses some throws, but you can't miss as many as he did in this one. Like, there's one like this, which this wasn't horrible, but it was a bit behind Tyler Johnson on that one, and he drops it. So was that a disastrous throw? Like, no, it wasn't. I mean, that was not a horrible throw by any means. Is it a throw that we typically expect from Brady to make? Yes. And if it's a perfect throw, is that a first down on this play? Yes, it is. Like, that's the reality of the situation. If Brady doesn't throw it behind Johnson, that's a first down. So we now have 3 plays that I've shown where if Brady makes a perfect throw, they have a first down. That's the reality of the situation. We can say whatever we want about it, but if those 3 were perfect throws, Tampa Bay converts on 3 more third downs than they did. One like this was a big play where Mike Evans is going to get open in that gap in zone coverage, and Brady underthrows him a little bit. Again, both of these last 2 throws, you could argue the receiver could have made the catch. I think especially the Tyler Johnson one more than the Brady one. There's no denying that. That's absolutely true. I'm certainly not trying to say like Tom Brady was the reason they lost or anything. Just trying to explain that he did have a bad day. It's okay. You can sit here and say that these good quarterbacks didn't play well. I think this interception was, the one interception of the day for either quarterback. This was the most egregious in my opinion. It's a cover 3 zone, and to set the stage in terms of the point of the game, you're currently down 17 points. You're deep in your own territory. It's a second down and 17 right here. So the last thing you want to do is do something stupid and allow the Rams to get more points. It's a cover 3 zone, and the play, again, on paper can work. Rob Gronkowski, you can get open here. Watch how when Brady takes the snap, so you see how this could work. You could kind of just split the safety and the corner a little bit and get to the point where you can make the grab. That is a possibility. Also should mention Mike Evans is completely wide open on the top of the screen, so that's a little bit unfortunate as well. If Brady saw that, could have made the throw, so that's not great. However, there is still a small window where you can make this throw to Gronk. I get what you can do here, But look at the hang time Brady puts on this one. It's because of the pressure. He wasn't able to get there as quickly, and maybe should have gotten it a little bit towards the sideline. But this is a really tough throw to make. I mean, Brady probably should not have taken that chance, especially just given the situation. I guess he felt like got to start taking some chances given the final score, but this stuff wasn't great. I think there's no denying that. So yeah, I mean, listen, saying that this was all Brady's fault would be foolish. Of course, it wasn't all Brady's fault. There was a lot of issues with Tom Brady, but at the end of the day, this wasn't his best game. I mean, if you're a fan of PFF, this was his second lowest graded game of the season. The only one lower was the second time he played New Orleans when he didn't score any points, or the offense didn't score any points, I should say. You know, 1 turnover-worthy play to 1 big-time throw. That's not great. You would like to have a much better ratio than a 1-to-1. That's kind of similar to like a touchdown to interception ratio. So that's not good. Look at the advanced stats. It's not incredible. And even if you want to say, well, a lot of it was like, receivers dropped passes and stuff. You look at the drop percentage, according to PFF, the drop percentage was at 9.1 in this game. Over the course of the season, it was at 7.0. So Tampa Bay struggled with drops all seasons. This one was no exception, but that's not really, it wasn't like that egregious in this game, I didn't think from that. The real issue was guys weren't getting open as much, and there was, a lot of pressure that sort of surrounded it, which definitely did affect things. So, listen, big fan of Brady, going to be a big Brady guy. If this is it and he does retire, I'm very happy that I got to see him for a couple years. I was at his, hopefully not his last playoff game, but there's a potential for that to be the case. At the end of the day, though, it's like, listen, Brady's done incredible things throughout the course of his career. Okay, he had a bad playoff game, or like a subpar playoff game in, his 21st season when he's 44. Like, that's not the worst thing in the world. So again, a lot of issues you could point to with Tampa Bay, but I do think that talking about Tom Brady and talking about the some of the issues he had, I think that's fair. I don't think it's crazy to do that. But again, there were other issues, and he made some really good throws too. Like, the reality is that throw to Mike Evans was incredible. He did make some good throws. It's not like this was a atrocious game where you just look at it and say, well, Brady sucks now. Like, no, Brady had some great throws, and there is still like plenty of reason to be optimistic if he does come back next year. If you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, which I am, but at the same time, we can call it how it is. If you watch that tape, I don't get how you could sit here and say, Brady, never had a chance. Like, no, he had chances and missed it. That's what I saw. But what did you guys see? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe you disagree. I will, always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.